All righty, let's get stuck into some footy news, shall we? I'll talk to you later, mate. Look, it is exciting, the fact that the footy's back. Some really strict conditions attached to it, though. Can I just preface it by saying, and I know you'll explain it, I think, we're very quick to knock the footballers, especially when it was their pay dispute and everything. But what they've agreed to in terms of returning to work would be like no other industry in Australia.
Yeah, it's over and above what the general public is able to do, and that relates to not being able to attend cafes, restaurants when they open up, not being able to play golf. There will be an exemption given, though, TJ, I believe, for the teams going into the hub on the Gold Coast area, the two WA and two SA teams. They're on golf resorts, so I feel there will be common sense prevailing in that, and there will be an exemption given. But you're right, even when they train tomorrow in groups of 8, and the AFL will make it 8.
Groups of 8?
8, yeah, less than the 10 they're allowed. It's just, again, to minimise, to mitigate the potential spread, should there be one. But the cleansing of hands, even within the training drills, the cleansing of the balls used, the way that people can interact, there's going to be confusion. I think there will be transgressions, but I think there's also going to be a level of allowance for that to be the case.
But what I was getting at more so was the fact that every house that a player is residing in is going to be assessed for its risk, and even the people who will visit that house will also be assessed. And I think that's extraordinary.
Is it realistic that gets done?
It's as realistic as it can be. Every club will have a COVID-19 officer. That's one of 4 must-fill positions that the AFL will make sure is the case and institute. And the COVID-19 officer will have to have a full awareness of each person's living arrangements. And they needed to do that, TJ and Lotto, to sign off for the respective governments, particularly the one here in Victoria, which ultimately was the slowest to release the regulations bill. But ultimately, once it did last Monday, became country leading in terms of what can be done.
Well, what's happened to South Australia, your mob, and WA. Hey, what about they got to get tested twice a week, don't they?
Yeah.
Things like that?
So since last Wednesday, every player and official who will be returning to the facilities tomorrow have been tested. All clear, by the way, 1,200 plus tests, and every single player and official 2 tests per week for the foreseeable future from here.
Kane, 2 of those clubs are Port Adelaide and Adelaide. You're in Adelaide. What are those players thinking at the moment? Are they looking forward to it? Are they hesitant to it?
No, I think their attitude's been pretty good. The us against them mentality will be something that they can use to motivate themselves. Port Adelaide and the Crows, they'll need to jump on a plane. I would have thought next week, Damo, because their restrictions around training are stricter than any other team in the country. So I think they'll be on the Gold Coast at least by this time next week.
They'll be ready to go Monday week when it comes to their training. The WA teams don't need to go to South East Queensland until very close to the round 1 game.
So, Kane, I know that you bumped into Travis Boak and had a long conversation with him the other day. So what's he saying about it in terms of are most of the families going up as well?
Not on his shopping list or Christmas card list, I don't think, Boakey. So I didn't speak to him.
You wouldn't get many cards.
Does anyone talk to you in South Australia?
Yeah.
And why would you be on his shopping list, by the way, anyway? But anyway, I know you're not that big, but you're going to chomp through you.
What are they saying? Look, I think they're pretty keen to take their families, TJ. I'm not sure what West Coast and Fremantle are planning on doing, but certainly Rory Sloane's been outspoken about that, and the AFL have bent the rules for the players.
They will.
Initially, we thought they weren't going to be able to.
Yep, and it is up to the individual. Some clubs, if it's an ideal football world and preparation and playing sense, would prefer the families not to be there, but there will be full allowances given for any athlete that wants to bring wife, partner or children.
June 11, Grand Final. We start June 11, sorry. Grand Final will be...
If it then plays out without interruption, Bill, October 24-ish that weekend.
Crowds?
I reckon there's a possibility of a crowd in some form, whether it be a couple of hundred. But right now, the industry's not talking about that right now, Bill. Obviously, the regulations as they're being eased, TJ, even today, this morning, Daniel Andrews in Victoria has now given a pathway through to getting 20 to 50 to 100 people in pubs over a certain period of time. Yeah. Once that happens, the AFL can then explore the possibilities.
Can I just quickly get a yay or a nay around the table, even those who aren't on the table? The double headers, I think that's a great idea, certainly if they want to play catch-up. You happy with that?
Yeah, I am, and I think they'll need to do that just because of logistics attached to getting the game broadcast.
Heard yesterday, Thursday through to Sunday will be the fixture. So, yeah, I'm all for double headers as well. No Monday night football.
A yay.
Yes for double headers.
Yes, and I love no buys as well. I'd love to scrap them altogether next year as well.